Perfect. Great. All right. I can hop straight into it. Every time I do this shit, it's on. All right. What's going on? I'm gonna hop straight into it. On this video, I just want to talk real quick about you gotta show up for yourself. And why am I saying that? I'm saying that because too many of us, we have goals and we have things that be on our mind, and we don't. A lot of people, including myself, don't understand the power of just showing up. You know, it's like, let's say if you want to get in the gym, you hop up in that gym and you go there just for 5 minutes, and you just go in there and you do 10 push-ups, and then you go the next day and you do the same thing, you do the same thing, you do the same thing until you slowly start building up the time you're going in there and the work you're putting in. Sometimes all it takes is to just keep showing up. Keep showing up, because all you're doing when you show up for yourself is you're putting in that energy towards yourself and the love towards yourself to prove to yourself that this is some shit you want. This is what I want. Like, for example, lately I've been going to the stew every Sunday. And I ain't missed a Sunday since I started going back. Every Sunday I've been going, and I don't make an excuse. I don't let wanting to hang out with certain people deter that. I don't let anything deter that unless it was like a real deal. Like, I don't know, like it's somebody's birthday, it's an emergency or something like that. That's the only way that I'm gonna be deterred. And, that's just like, come on now, like that's my morals telling me to do the right thing to sacrifice my goals for that moment. But that's just completely different. Okay, we're not talking about things like that. We're talking about there's so many things that y'all let deter yourselves, and including myself, whether it be women, whether it be niggas, if you're a woman watching this, whether it be like I said, wanting to kick it with your friends. There's so many times myself, I get caught up in not wanting to not hang out with my niggas because I don't want to seem like, I don't want them to think that I don't fuck with them, or I don't want them to think that like I'm not rocking with them and all that. And when you get caught up in that, you're missing out on the idea that you should realize that all your real friends, no matter how many times you could say, shit, I can't today, this, that, as long as you showing love to your friends and they know what it is and you know what it is, nothing should ever break y'all up. One of my closest niggas, there's been times where we literally wouldn't talk for months or a month or anything like that, and then I see him, and then it's like nothing ever changed. And it's just because, in this life, we are all on a journey. And that's one of the best things I feel like is part of my life, is that some of the closest people I got in my life were all understanding of our journeys and trying to attack those, that we don't get caught up in realizing, not realizing, but get caught up in not being around each other. I think a lot of times I can personally get caught up in still that mindset, just off of like kind of just growing up as a lonely kid. I grew up with a single mama and moved away from tons of family to live out here up in the north and whatnot. So like friends, I hold on to friends a lot deeper than I think most of my friends realize. I have friends who I see that they come from deep families. I constantly have always been like surrounded by people who have a family. Like some of my closest friends all got multiple siblings, got both their parents, their mom and their dad, like that raised them, or at least were in the same vicinity to raise them. Cousins on cousins on cousins, and grandmas on grandmas on grandpas, and grandpas and grandpas on grandpas. So I grew up very like drawn to the idea of that and wanting it very deeply for myself. That's why all my friends, and to this day I know that a ton of my friends don't realize like they're like all I got. Like the little family that I do got is a ton of, like, I can't even call them family because they betrayed the shit out of me, and I forgive them and I'm over it. But like my friends, like when I start building my own legacy and building my own family and things like that, like my friends will be looked at to my like children as my my family. They'll like my kids will look at my friends as uncles and nieces and whatever the case is. You know, they won't know the difference until they're older and be like, wait, how is he my uncle and he's white? You know, type of thing. Like, because that's just me. And I just went on a tangent about why I let myself get deterred. But in general, as people, we have so many other things that we will allow that to be the case. Whether it's we want to go on a date, indulging in some excess food, we want to smoke, we want to get high, we want to drink. And because of that, you'll get all fucked up and you'll be all going out with some bitches the one night. So tomorrow, the next day, when it's time to go to that gym at 8 in the morning that you've been doing every time, you ain't ready to do it or you don't want to do it. And I think that's a very, very detrimental thing that anybody can do, that I realized is what I was doing to myself, to the point that I realized no matter what I can do, what I do, I'm still going to put in that damn work. And I can't let it be an excuse. If I go out one day and I be drinking with my homies and whatnot, and the next day is the studio, even when there's times that's happened, I'm fucked up, I'm hurting, but I'm like, no, I'm still gonna go to show up for myself. Yesterday I went to the studio and I was really just tired as fuck. I really was tired as fuck. And you know, it's very easy for me to say, oh man, I'm tired, I'm not gonna be able to put as much, you know, I'm trying to go in the studio and be able to kill it. You're not going to be able to go in the stew every time and kill it. Nobody does. I'm quite sure nobody does, you know? Even what we can say, Lil Wayne, Drake, Tupac, whatever is your favorite artist, the top dogs, any of them niggas, nobody goes into the studio every single time and just walks out of there having made 10 hits ready to go, you know? And maybe you did and you just don't even feel like you did. See, that's why showing up for yourself is so important. Because it can be that one time that you think like, oh, I didn't really do that much, or I'm not really feeling it. You go to the gym, boom, you go to that gym, and then that one day, for whatever reason, even though you wasn't feeling it, you come across a coach that's about to put you on with the best program to help you get to where you've been wanting to go. It's that final time you push through it, you go to work, and you meet somebody who gives you another job opportunity. You go to work, and your boss is like, I could tell today you were a little down, and you still showed up, and a lot of people don't do that. I want to give you a promotion. I go into the studio yesterday, I make something, I lay down something that maybe in the moment didn't feel like nothing, but as I keep listening to it, I build it into something that becomes my number one hit. And it's not necessarily you putting in that work thinking of that outcome. It's just putting in, like I said, to keep putting in that work for yourself and showing up for yourself to prove to yourself that this is what you want. When you show that commitment to something you want, it'll show its commitment back to you every single time. It's about what you're willing to just keep hammering in every time. And I realize that is all I strive for now. I don't have no more time or energy in me to not be myself and strive for what I want. Everything that's for me will come to me, and everything that's not will not. So it's all about sticking to what I want. I know that might sound like me trying to be extra philosophical, but it's just me saying, as long as you're trying to keep yourself aligned, there will be a return in that. And in that return is going to be everything you need. It's how I look at it. Everything you need. You won't always get what you want in this life. It's impossible. It really is impossible. It's impossible for anybody to ever get everything you want in life. Even if you think you minimize like what you want in life, like even if you feel like you're someone who's very simple and you're very content with a lot of things, there's gonna be one moment where you're like, dang, I want that new Tesla, just because you just like it and you're like, oh sure, you got this. And even though you won't be dying that you don't have it, you wanted it, but you're not gonna get it, or you're not gonna put in the work to get it, or whatever. So it's impossible to get everything you want, but you will have so many of your needs satisfied: the roof over your head, the money in your pocket, the saving to keep your pockets protected, the protection around your family to keep your family protected, your family and your friends and those that matter to you and that actually care for you and love you and are doing something positive for your life. it'll all be there. And I'm seeing that for myself firsthand. I'm realizing as I keep staying to myself and I keep staying to my goals and I keep showing up for myself, everything that I need is coming and it's building. It's a hard process. There's still struggles and there's beauty in that. I'm not afraid of my struggle. I'm not afraid of my pain no more. I'm not in the need to feel like I need to subside my pain by trying to distract myself with pussy and weed and drinking and just, shooting the shit all the time and just, just distracting myself. I don't feel the need to do that no more. I want to take on every day. I'm ready to run full force at that train. I'm ready to look down the barrel of that gun, and whatever comes, and I'm ready for it. That's how I've been structuring my mind. And I'm not here to tell people what to do. I just want to say that me reaching that has shown me that anybody else who is struggling with just your mind and like things you want and your contentment in life and just your energy, it does really start with just showing up. You gotta show up and you gotta keep showing up. Set that little goal for yourself and keep showing up, whatever it is. I remember real small, to get myself back into the loop of things, I was like, I'm just gonna always pray over dinner. And then I started praying more and more and more and more. First it was, okay, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna go through all my band lab things. Now I go to the studio every Sunday, and then it'll be the next thing and the next thing. I had a problem with finishing things. And even though it was to other people, it'd be so small. And this is the biggest thing I can say if I am going to tell people something, that whatever is a goal to you is all that should matter to you. Don't ever let somebody tell you that your goals are too big or small, or that you need to strive for more. Your journey is your journey, and whatever you feel like is a goal for you is what you need to think as a goal and accomplish that motherfucker. To you it can seem small, or to you it can seem big. To the next person, it doesn't fucking matter at all. So what I was going to say off of that is that I literally told myself I don't finish a lot of things, like a ton of things. My music, sometimes I'll literally start a song and there's literally one verse left, and I'll leave that song sitting for months and months and months while I'm hopping on 3 new different things that I'm doing, and then it just keep becoming a collective process where I have all these songs that are unfinished. I said, the one thing that, like, it seems so petty and small, but Supernatural, the TV show, I never finished the last season. I would always keep rewatching it to get ready to finish it, and I never did, and I finally have. And I feel like it's really shown me like that I can finish things. It's a big step for me, and since then I've been like on a roll with finishing things. I've been finishing a lot of songs. I've finished a lot of videos. I've finished a lot of editing. I've cleared out a lot of things that I needed to do to organize that were just super small and I didn't tweak yet. And it all started up with just showing up for myself. I kept showing up, watching the TV show, even though that's not very productive. It was something I felt like I needed to do. For me, it felt like a goal for me. I needed to show myself that I can finish something, that I can finish things. I'm not just a strong starter. I'm not just a strong leg, And what really motivated me is that when I was in 8th grade, I was the anchor for my track team. And that means you got to finish. And I did even more internal diving and realizing that the reason why it was easy for me to finish those things is because I was putting a lot of significance on not wanting to let my teammates down. I need to have that same energy and love for not wanting to let other people down for myself. As long as I never let myself down, I'll have even less of a chance of letting down the next person. When I show up for myself, it's so easy to show up for the next person. With a lot of these videos I'm dropping on this YouTube, it kind of comes back to that same message that when you are just striving for your best self, when you are staying to what is your purpose, you may not know what it is right now, what your purpose is, but when you're staying to those things, great things come from it. And like I said, I'm never going to come on these videos and tell anybody what to do, but I can tell you the truth and my truth. And since I've been sticking to my motherfucking shit and been pure to my heart, just life has been so different. And I think so many people can reach that. And if that's what you want, I just want to say that it's possible for you. I want every person that sees this right now to understand that life is full of struggles, and we all are trying to party and do this and do things to deter ourselves and distract ourselves from whatever we could be dealing with internally. But every answer is within us. Every answer I needed has always been within me, and I found a lot of that, and I found a lot of love there. You know, there's still a lot of work. I'm still feel like I'm still the depressed boy who would just sit in his room with no friends, who just wanted to do all the corny things where I just wanted to play Halo and I wanted to dance in the crib and listen to Michael Jackson, and I liked listening to dubstep and all that before this and that, and I didn't fit in. And I still feel the loneliness and pain of that. But I found a way to truly transform it into something that puts a smile on my face. Where I am right now, it puts a smile on my face to know that I finally have taken all that pain to remake it into something that's made me stronger in being exactly who I am. And why I don't need to be afraid of it. Why I grew up never giving a damn about the next person's judgment, because the only judgment that has ever mattered is God's and mine of myself. I don't do things that hurt nobody. I don't do things that hurt nobody. Like, that's it. I may offend people. I may make people feel uncomfortable. I may be too honest. I may be too nonchalant. And that's all for the next person to deal with. Me, though, I'm doing what's helped me stay aligned. I'm doing what's helping me keep my mind at peace. And it all started with just realizing that I got to show up for myself. I am who I can count on. I got my back. I got me more than anybody. I came into this world with one person, and when I leave, there won't be another to go with me. I'm ending on that note. I appreciate everybody for watching. I hope you're having a good day, night, evening, afternoon, whatever it is, just make sure it's good for you. Seriously. Love.